Ahoy, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Screamingpirate EDC. Today we have a comparison video. Haven't done one in quite some time. Two knives, head to head. Which one do I like more? But before we get into it, I've been requested to show my EDC to you guys more often. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I have on me today. So my watch for today is going to be the Formex Essence 39. This is in the upcoming red. I believe it's a Garamond red. I believe that's how you say it, guys. Really do like the Formex. Very impressed. My knife is going to be the ProTech Rockeye. This is actually the one that I won in a raffle over at the REC meetup this past weekend. Very cool. And then finally, my coin is going to be the Plunderer Plank coin with the B. Weiss leather slip. Be on the lookout. I'm going to do another colorway of the Plunderer Plank coin. All right, guys, all that's out of the way. Which two are we comparing today? Today, we're taking a look at two knives that a lot of people talk about, the Mini Arius and the Oz Machine Roosevelt. Very cool knives, very similar in overall length and in overall feel and, purpose. So really excited to take a look at both of these. Really excited to show you guys some size comparisons. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are top down with the Mini Arius and the Roosevelt. Now, I've seen multiple people request comparisons of these two, and I've not seen anyone do it yet, so I figured it'd be very informative. Now, right off the bat, both are around a 3-inch blade, and both have a little under a 4-inch handle. So I'll go ahead and set a ruler down. I will have a pop-up with specs, so there you go on your blades. And then let me set that back, and there you go on your handles. Now, that's all well and good. You can physically see what they look like side by side, but I also want to get a few more measurements. So I do have my calipers here. They are zeroed. Let me go ahead and set them 2 inches and take a look at a few other specs. So your handle on your Roosevelt is going to be 0.39. Your thickest point on the blade, there you go, 0.11. And then behind the edge, I tend to switch over to millimeters for you guys and get as close to that edge as I humanly can. About 0.2, guys, right about 0.2, right behind that edge. Now, that is incredibly thin, but let's take a look at the Mini Arius. So your thickest point in inches, 0.47. Your blade, I'm sorry, is going to be 0.14, and then on your millimeters behind the edge, as close as I can get to that edge, guys. A little bit more, 0.4, 0.3 right in there. That is as close as I can get to behind the edge. So not as thin behind the edge on the Mini Arius. Let me go ahead and turn him off. But I think you're not going to be able to notice the difference. Now, wait. Let me go ahead and grab my scale. Turn him on. The Mini Arius is going to be 3.33. And the Oz is going to be 3 dead on the nose. All right, guys, so all those stats are out of the way. Let me go ahead and set that scale off to the side for you guys. And yeah, so as you can see, specs are not terribly different, and that's kind of the reason why everyone wants to see these two. Now, let's go ahead and get pricing out of the way. I'm talking table pricing, not aftermarket, because aftermarket is all over the place. There's no way I could predict that. So this Mini Arius with this bronze hardware that we have here. So the blue or the bronze were the 2 color options. There was also a non-anodized option that was a little bit less. These were $730 directly to me. That is how much I paid from my pre-order with Koenig. Now on the Oz Machine, if you get a very basic one, I believe they are around $800. maybe a little bit more, maybe $850. I'll have a pop-up on what the latest drop was as far as prices. This one exactly set me back $1,000 because of this clip, and it is also on the backspacer. So there you go. That is as far as pricing. Base pricing for the base models are roughly the same, especially when you get up towards these prices. Now, we have all that out of the way. Let's do some size comparisons, because both of these knives are very expensive knives. I'm not going to debate that at all. But what do you even compare them to that other people have seen? So let me go ahead and start with a few that are in the right around the same size that are fairly popular knives that I think either most people will have owned or have seen. Up first is going to be the F5.5 from Urban EDC. There you go. Roughly similar on the blade. With this finger choil, it feels a little bit bigger in hand because you don't have that on the Arius here. But as you can see, a little bit more handle down here on the Roosevelt. So let me go ahead and tuck that away. After that is a knife that is dropping very soon, and that is going to be the Concept Baku. Now this is designed by Greg Schaub over at Sparrow Knife Co. Go ahead and tuck that away. After that, a knife that I have praised, and so have many other YouTubers. This is going to be the Factor. Now the Factor is very similar overall. So if you like the Factor or you own a Factor, you know, these two are going to be right in that same size, and I think it is a perfect EDC size. A little bit of a spoiler. So have that out of the way, and then after that, let's do the small Sebenza. Now the small Sebenza has been around a long time, and I feel like it has been kind of that king of this size, you know, that kind of 3-inch, just under 3-inch blade. And these two come in almost right around the same size. And I gotta admit, and I'll say it now, I like both of these better than the small Sebenza. All right, one final knife to show you guys, and this is one that I know a lot of people have. You can get these for right around $100 in the plastic handles, and this one in aluminum is more. This is going to be the Bug Out. Now, this is not even the mini Bug Out. This is just the standard Bug Out. Very, very popular. A lot of people have seen or own these. You can find them in sporting goods stores. So if you're thinking about either one of these knives, go to a local sporting goods store and just hold a Bug Out and see if you like the size. All right, guys, so that is all the size comparisons. Let me go ahead and get the Bug Out of the way. And let's talk about these two knives. So I always talk about ergonomics and deployment. Well, it's very similar on both. With these contour titanium scales that you have on the Mini Arius, I wear a large glove. I am just getting a 4-finger grip. Now the thing is, you do have a lanyard tube here, so if your hands are a little bit bigger, you can get that over here. One of the things I don't like about the full-size Arius is my thumb always feels like it's stuck on this ramp. It goes right on top, nice and comfortable. I feel like I have a lot more control of this blade, and it's not just a hammer grip anymore. So that is nice. Very nice there. Now on the Roosevelt, you have a flat titanium scale, not as much curvature there, but because of that choil, very nice. But you still see I have around the same back here, and there is no lanyard. So this doesn't fit your hand, doesn't fit your hand. Now, I think that as far as slimness, I really do like the Roosevelt. Also, aesthetically, I feel like you pick your poison, guys. Now, deployment. Both of them have an opening hole, but the Arius also has the flipper. Very nice, nice crisp detent. Reverse flick is good. That is right-handed. So then left-handed, no problem with the flipper, and I am on that lock bar. I'm not pressing on it, but I am on it. And then can I do a thumb? Ooh, it's a little bit difficult, not left-handed, guys. And then let me see if I can. I cannot reverse flick. I'm just not left-handed, guys. But I can open it, thumb, reverse flick, and with the flipper with my right. So that is nice on the Arius. Now, as far as the Roosevelt, bigger opening hole, a lot easier with the thumb, a lot easier with the reverse flick. And because of the way they have their entire basically interfaces and locks set up, guys, I am pressing on that lock bar. Like you can see the tip of my thumb is turning white. I can reverse flick when I'm left-handed. That is impressive. So if you really do like the reverse flick, Rosie's really, really good. Now, as far as chamfering on these, they are very nice knives. Phenomenal chamfering, no problems whatsoever. The only thing I would complain about on either one, even in here, everything is nice, is on this particular material, on the Rosie, there is a little bit of chamfering I would like right in here, but that is the material of the clip. It is just kind of hard to do. Jimping is good on both of these. Now, surprisingly, on the Mini Arius, there is no jimping outside of what you have here, which is texture to disengage the lock bar. That is all you have here. Over on the Roosevelt, obviously you do have jimping all along the spine here. Very nice. Really do like that it lines up there. Just a nice little touch. Does really keep my thumb in place if I'm really bearing down with this. Now, I would not be doing hard work with either one of these knives. Now, both of these are flat ground knives. Well, I believe the Arius might have a bit of a hollow grind to it. If I am wrong, please tell me in the comments. Yep, and then both of these I would call drop points. I don't know about you, but I would call them drop points. I'm gonna have a little bit of a pop-up here for in and out of pocket. They are about the same because you have a standard, I would call standard at this point, frame lock on these two, where you have the cutout for the lock bar relief on the outside, not on the inside, and you do have an interface on both. One of these stainless steel interface, so you don't get as much lock stick. I have no lock stick on either one of these. Now, I would say the detent is very nice and crisp on both, but if it comes down to which one I like more, that's really tough, guys, because I've been really enjoying my time with the Mini Arius. I really like how it fits in hand. I actually like the size for everyday carry better on the Mini Arius than I do on the full size. Now, I have multiple versions of the full size, so I really do like that knife. I'm on the fence on the Mini on whether or not I like it with the flipper. I would love a flipper less to just check that out. Because of that, I really, really love the Rosie. I know it's not for everyone with these flat scales, but being able to choke up, I feel closer to the blade, and I feel like I have a lot more control, especially with the jimping here. This, plus it being so slim. Now, I do like the contouring on the Mini Arius, guys. As you can see, I'm flipping back and forth. Both are great, great knives. If you're just going to buy one, if you're going to buy one in this size, I would say the Roosevelt for now. Now, if you have the money and you're lucky enough and you can have both, I say get both. They're both phenomenal knives, 100% US made. You can't really complain about either one. I really like them. Please let me know if this was something that was helpful to you guys down in the comments. Let me know if there are any other size comparisons or any other comparisons you would like to see. And let me know what you guys are thinking about the Mini Arius. All right, guys. So, did some size comparisons, looked at some specs and my opinions on the Mini Arius and the Roosevelt. Now, these are so similar that you can't go wrong with either one. For now, I like the Roosevelt a little bit better, but if I found a flipper delete or somebody did a flipper delete for me on the Mini Arius, it might become my preference. They're so close that it's hard to say. I say if you can grab one for around the, I would say 750, 800 mark, not too much of a markup on either one. I say if you have the money, go ahead and go for it. I know it's a lot of money, but those of us who are collectors out there or just really love the high end, these guys are really, really good. Hopefully this video was informative to you. If it was, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.